Up first this evening, the Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson is responding to criticisms that there is no plan to tackle the country's crime problem.
General Anderson also sought to defend the need for an extension of the state of emergency in St. James.
He was speaking to TVJ News on day 2 of the 33rd Annual General Meeting and Conference of the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James.
TVJ's Vashon Brown is in Montego Bay and now reports.
A 5.8% increase in murders so far this year when compared to the same period last year. 2 states of emergency, 2 zones of special operations, and calls for a crime plan. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson says he's heard the criticism that there is no crime plan.
I'm not sure what people are speaking about what they want, but the truth is that we have to do some work and get some things done with respect to crime. There are lots of plans. We have many documents and probably every aspect has been researched. I guess what people want is a common understanding and that we can agree on some things. I think the first thing we need to agree on is that our circumstances are not normal.
As it relates to the need for an extension of the state of emergency in St. James, the police commissioner says some critical questions must be answered. Questions like, is it that St. James is now normalized so that the special measures are no longer necessary? General Anderson argues that things are not yet back to normal in the parish.
I can't see how a special measure that can give you, is one of the tools provided for in law, is excluded from the suite of things that you can use to address the situation. We have seen since the beginning of the state of emergency a 76% reduction in murders and about a 77% reduction in shootings. I'm not sure what other metric of success we can use. I guess there are arrests and all of that, but ultimately those are lives saved. Now, if it does that, I think it's something that perhaps we should continue to do.
The police have been stopping and searching motorists as part of the security operation. Despite criticisms about the effectiveness, General Anderson says the strategy is working.
The displacement strategy has led to, obviously, people moving. We have arrested a number of people all over the country. People are just reaching the stage where they're confident enough to give us information. That information is leading us to some of the top violent persons in the parish, whether they're in the parish still or outside.
Now, while there is a reduction in murders here in St. James, murders continue to soar in other parts of the country. Let's take, for instance, St. Andrews South, 46 more murders this year when compared to last year, a 209% increase.
Our highest violent areas were St. James and St. Catherine North.
So St. Andrews South is now your highest violent area. Should we then see a state of emergency there?
Not necessarily. So we're doing some other responses there. It's not, nothing can be off the table as far as I'm concerned, but we're not necessarily there yet. There may be some other ways of cauterizing that. We have to keep testing different solutions and applying different methodologies.
The police commissioner says he expects the situation in St. Andrews South to be under control within the next few weeks or months. Vashon Brown, TVJ News.